Hello Panthers, and welcome to the KJLS Panther News Report. I'm Amanda, and today we are bringing you some news at home during the pandemic. Today is Friday, September 18th, 2020, with a lot of smoky air here in Pelham. We have a few interesting reports lined up for you today, so let's get started with our first news report of the day from Max, with news on some furry friends.
Hello JLS, this is Max, coming to you from Seal Park, bringing you the latest on dogs. Since the shelter-in-places began, there has been an 80% uptick in dog adoptions, according to Court News. This has created a deficit in the amount of dogs there are in shelters. This can be problematic for potential new dog owners, as they cannot find the dogs they want, creating an all-time low in dogs available for adoption. Now, we are going to speak to Katrine to learn about how dog owners feel about all of this. Hello, Katrine. Thanks for agreeing to this interview. So, why did you decide to get a dog?
We got a dog during the pandemic because we moved here from a country called Denmark, far away, and my kids, we're not been able to travel home. So we got a dog to keep ourselves busy, and because my oldest, Caroline, who's 10, that was her biggest wish.
So what were your challenges of getting this dog during this pandemic?
It was a big challenge to find the dog because I guess a lot of people wanted dogs during the pandemic. So I think we had found a Facebook page with a long breeders list, and I probably sent an email out to 30 different people within California, Arizona state, and we only got this positive reply from one of the breeders. Yeah.
What have the upsides of raising a dog during the pandemic vs normal times been?
Yeah, totally. We're home all the time, so we have all the time in the world to be with the dog, to raise the dog, to give it all the attention it needs.
What are the downsides?
The downside is probably when things get back to normal, that we have a dog who's used to being around us all the time. And if we all have to go to school and work again like normally, it probably takes a while to get the dog to understand it has to be home alone.
What course of action would you recommend for anyone else trying to get a dog during this pandemic?
Probably practice that alone time, although you don't have to. So make sure to go out the house every day without the dog to get it used to what the new normal will look like.
Thanks for the interview, Katrine. It gives us some interesting perspective on how dog owners feel about all of this. Now, back to the anchor.
Thank you, Max. Dog adoption is a big thing that a lot of people are doing during the pandemic. And now, on to Charlie, talking about how the coronavirus is affecting small businesses.
KJLS, I'm Charlie Cohen with KJLS PantherCast here at the Midwife and the Baker, where fresh bread and baked goods are made every single day. Let's go and meet the owner of this amazing bakery.
We lost 40 accounts overnight. We're at all the Bay Area Blue Bottles, all those closed on me. The whole world's going through this. They closed for us. All restaurants, all cafes, everybody just paused. It was just like crickets for a few weeks. So we were able to get a lot more foot traffic here to the bakery. Pre-orders, 150 people a day were pre-ordering to pick up here at the bakery, which really saved us through that April, early May timeframe, March, April, early May.
The Santa Clara County has set guidelines that businesses need to obey for coronavirus. Let's go see what one of these guidelines actually is.
Yeah, well, we're blessed with a big space to begin with, so social distancing for us was pretty easy in the food world. It's a good wake up. I think the one positive would be, just much more tuned into the financial side of the business. But I think early 2021, I'm really fingers crossed that we're going to be probably still wearing masks, but I think that we'll have the business back that we had late 2019, if not a little bit more. So fingers crossed on that.
Nice. Thanks for your time.
Be sure to check out the Midwife and the Baker to get some amazing bread and baked goods. This has been Charlie from KJLS PantherCast. Back to the anchor.
Wow, Charlie, thanks for telling us about this local business. Make sure to check out the Midwife and the Baker if you can. And finally, on to Christine, giving students' opinions on distance learning.
Hey Panthers, I'm Christine Knowlton from KJLS PantherCast, here at the houses of a handful of students, where we're going to be talking about the new way of school, distance learning. In March, as we all know, the coronavirus outbreak caused all PAUSD schools to go into an online learning phase. Since then, school has had to be online. Let's take a look at a couple student opinions of this new norm, distance learning. So, what's your opinion on distance learning? Like, is it hard? Is it boring?
It's a little bit hard because sometimes there's technical difficulties.
And if you could choose, would you rather stay doing distance learning or would you rather go back to in-person school?
I would definitely go back to in-person school because I like to see my friends and I would like to meet my teacher.
So, what do you like most about distance learning?
I like that we end shorter from 2:30 opposed to 3.
And what do you like least about distance learning?
I like least that I'm not able to see my friends and the technical difficulties.
And what do you like most about in-person school, like when you're face-to-face with everybody?
I like seeing my teacher every day, playing with my friends at recess, and just seeing them.
And what do you like least about the face-to-face learning?
I don't like that we end at 3 o'clock because I think it's too long.
So, what's your opinion on distance learning?
I think it's pretty good. I get to wake up, I get to sleep in, so that's pretty good.
And would you rather stay in online learning or would you rather go back to in-person school?
I think I'd stay on online learning because I can sleep in and the classes aren't that hard.
And what's your favorite part about online learning?
I think probably sleeping in.
What's your least favorite part about online learning?
I don't know. Math is really hard.
So what was your favorite part about in-person learning?
I don't know, probably like talking with my friends, getting to actually see my friends.
And what was your least favorite part about in-person school?
Probably waking up so early.
So, what's your opinion of distance learning? Like, hard, boring, easy?
Distance learning is pretty much the same thing as normal school, but it's a little bit harder because we don't have the teachers teaching us the lessons. Most of the time they're giving us videos to watch, and sometimes it can get a little bit boring.
And if you could choose, would you rather stay doing distance learning or would you want to go back to in-person school?
I would like to go back to in-person school because then I can spend more time with my friends.
What do you like most about distance learning?
That we can turn off our videos so our teachers can't see us.
And what do you like least about distance learning?
My least favorite part about distance learning is that lunch is really early. It's at 10:50 instead of 12:35.
We have a couple of mixed opinions, but it seems like most students don't like online learning, and they would rather come back to in-person school. Well, that's it for this news report. This has been Christine Knowlton from KJLS PantherCast. Now back to you, Amanda.
Thanks, Christine. A lot of students have mixed reactions towards the new learning ways. This has been the JLS Panther News Report. Thanks for listening, and make sure to tune in next week. Remember, Panthers, make it a great day or not, the choice is yours.